Grand Rising, good evening, whatever time it is when you find this video, it was meant to find you. I'm actually recording this video on October 9th for the daily devotional for October 10th. I have an appointment in the morning, and so I don't want to miss doing the video or my daily devotion. So I'm doing it this evening instead of in the morning. We're still reading from Sarah Young's Jesus Calling. And this is the daily devotion for October 10th, 2024. Trust me enough to let things happen without striving to predict or control them. Relax and refresh yourself in the light of my everlasting love. My love light never dims, yet you are often unaware of my radiant presence. When you project yourself into the future, rehearsing, rehearsing what you will do or say, you are seeking to be self-sufficient, to be adequate without my help. This is a subtle sin, so common that it usually slips by unnoticed. The alternative is to live fully in the present, depending on me each moment. Rather than fearing your inadequacy, rejoice in my abundant supply. Train your mind to seek my help continually, even when you feel competent to handle something by yourself. Don't divide your life into things you can do by yourself and things that require my help. Instead, learn to rely on me in every situation. This discipline will enable you to enjoy life more and to face each day confidently. She references Psalm 37, verses 3 through 6. Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. I've been mentioning him a lot here lately, and that's because he's been helping me a lot lately, whether he knows it or not. Devotions with DeMarcus. He speaks on that a lot. And we all do it. And we don't even realize that we're doing it. And it's all about releasing that false sense of control. We need his love, his light, his energy all the time. And honestly, I don't even want to call it a his, because the more I learn and the more I see, I don't really feel like it's a physical being. It's an energy. It's a spirit. So it has no, anyways, you get what I'm saying. So, in reality, sin is of the mind. It's the 7 deadly sins, which are emotions: lust, envy, greed, wrath, sloth. Sloth is depression. They're all emotions. And when we learn how to control our emotions and accept that we rely on things bigger and greater than us for everything we do to even exist, if you let emotions control you, it can cause destruction. It came up earlier today. I'm not sure if it was in the daily devotional video or a different one. There's a cardinal sitting here outside my window. I've got the window closed, but it's literally sitting right in front of me on a tree, just watching me. I see you, baby. Pretty girl. It's a female cardinal. I see you. She just flew down on the ground. She's still looking at me, though. Love you. She shook her head a bunch. Okay. Anyways. Squirrel, bird. She's still there. She's just sitting there watching me. There's so many subtle things that we do that we end up sabotaging ourselves because we lead so much with emotion that we lose the logic. I've been saying it for years and I'll keep saying it. It's all about balance. The emotions, having the emotions is natural. We're supposed to have them. It's what makes us human. She's still there. She just looked at me. Hi, pretty girl. Oh, she's coming closer. But it's learning how to balance that emotion and logic. And also about balancing your education and the lessons that you've already learned, the red flags that you've already seen, the emotions that you've already felt and understood and know what caused them, but you just keep running back to them. It becomes a loop. And at some point you just have to break that loop. She's still there. I see you watching me. I'm watching you too. She just came closer. I wonder who it is. I wonder if it's Grandma or Mom. Love you. Love you. Wow. Okay, Copper. I love you too. And it's so easy to get swept away by your emotions. No matter what emotion it is that you're feeling. Whether it's anger or regret or shame or sadness or revenge. You know, they all originate from the same 7 sources of origin, which are the 7 deadly sins, which are all emotions. Lust, envy, greed, wrath, sloth. Well, I'm forgetting one. I always do that. I always forget at least one, and I think it's always the same one. Is it gluttony? Gluttony. Let's see, we got gluttony, wrath, sloth, greed. No, gluttony is greed. I don't know. I might have to look it up again and put it up. See, I'm awful. When it all boils down to it, it's about making a conscious choice to accept that you do have a choice, but you really don't. If that makes sense. I mean, you do. And every choice you make has a consequence. And every action has a reaction. But even if you don't act, the non-action is going to cause a negative reaction. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because I think I kind of confused myself a little bit too. But you get what I'm saying. It's so easy. Even if they're good emotions, excitement, happiness, bliss, like, oh, our life is always going to be this great. No. Just like that, in a split second, your whole life could change. And it could be a choice or a decision that's going to change the next 20 years of your life, and you don't even know it until it's too late. And a lot of times, those rash, dangerous decisions are made out of emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad emotion. It just means that we let it affect our logic. But then 11:11 on the timer. But then there's also such a thing as being too logical, to where you suck the fun out of life. Been on that end of the spectrum too. Thought I could control everything, like Tetris. No, life is not like Tetris. That sounded like a total autistic statement right there. Anyways, life is not like Tetris. In Tetris, you can plan ahead where the blocks are going to go. You can't do that in life. I just killed an ant. In life, you can't predict where those blocks are going to land. Because at the very last second, this massive storm could come through and totally discombobulate everything. Literally or figuratively. And then you've got to start all over again anyways. It was a hard lesson learned that once you stop giving material things the undeserved value, and you start putting that time and energy and effort into yourself and your growth and your impact on the world, it will change your entire outlook on everything. And little things like our daily devotion was talking about, those little sly things that just seep through and we don't even realize it. I said it earlier today. You know, sometimes we have to be able to call ourselves out. When there's not somebody else around to hold us accountable, we need to hold ourselves accountable and be like, hey, I'm slipping. And accept the fact that you can't pull yourself up by yourself. But you never are by yourself. If you know, you know. Our God is within us. It's an energy. It's always with us. It never leaves. It's omnipresent. It's all connected. As always, be grateful for what you have. The big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life. And you never know the impact it can have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.